So it's fantastic to have a chance to visit the tram network in the town of Blackpool in Lancashire, seeing of course other sites like the Blackpool Tower. The trams in use today, of course, very modern Bombardier trams that took over a number of years ago operating the day-to-day service. They're modern, they're smart, they've got lots of capacity and they're doing a very good job. But of course many of us have fond memories of the heritage trams, and I came across one of the single-decker vehicles just outside the Tower ballroom running a special service. Here it is heading south towards the Pleasure Beach. This is a single-deck tram. It's one of a number of trams that's been retained in Blackpool as part of the heritage fleet. They're maintained at the original depot with the bus fleet, whereas the modern Bombardier trams have their own dedicated facility at Stargate. So of course I wanted to ride myself on one of the heritage trams as well as having a look at the modern trams running up and down the seafront. Luckily on this visit I was able to do both, and I wanted to show you some footage of the modern trams as they pass up and down the seafront, and you can see those vehicles here, but I also wanted to give you the opportunity to join me on a visit to this tram, Tram 66, which comes from the Bolton fleet, and we'll be having a look at that in just a moment. I joined a special trip on this vehicle from just outside Blackpool Tower, and here it is arriving into the special loop which allows passengers to get on and off the vehicle while the normal service continues to run on the two adjacent lines. The tram came empty from the depot, and a number of us were waiting at the stop to get on. We'd booked our tickets in advance. We had tickets on the upper deck, and this is the route we took along from the North Pier, the seafront, continuing north towards Fleetwood, but not as far as Fleetwood, through Bispham and then up to Little Bispham, where we went round the loop, remained on board, and then once we'd traversed that loop and rejoined the tramway, we headed south, of course, along the same route we'd come. You could see the new railway being built, the new tram facility being built to serve North Station. We went down to Pleasure Beach and then back off the tram at the end of the journey at North Pier. It was great to see on board the tram a dedication to the Bolton 66 group, who maintain this vehicle that dates from the 1920s, and it's fantastic to see it in operation in Blackpool, but also even more fantastic to have the opportunity to ride on it and to enjoy the experience that is a heritage tram running in passenger service on the Blackpool network, which of course has survived many years. It's survived an era in the UK where all the other tram networks were closed. Since then, of course, we've seen trams return in places like Croydon, in places like Sheffield and Manchester, to name the main examples. But Blackpool, of course, they survived throughout that period, with the majority of the network intact, and it's fantastic today to see that network being extended. North Station, the main station of course in Blackpool, being linked into the tram network that should open this year sometime in 2023, and there's talk of course of some further extensions, possibly linked in with taking over part of the Blackpool South line. That's not funded at present, but who knows what might happen. So fantastic journey on that tram, and here's some footage as we headed north from the Pleasure Beach, and that's the final stop where we all got off and thanked the conductor, thanked the driver, and reflected on what a great experience we'd had on board the tram for an hour. Do that yourself, it's a great experience.